I don't know. Yes. Yes, I was. Yes, I was. I was definitely muted. Winning. Thing. Alright. Hey, Joker. Buffering. Hi, CJ. Welcome in, welcome back. We are restreaming to Kick. I thought I did do the restream thing, but I didn't set up the bot right, so I don't know what I'm doing. Figure it out eventually. I always do. Wait, that's not gonna get me banned from YouTube. Because I'm streaming to like 3 different places. But for 3. I don't really need to be. Are you guys experiencing any buffering? Is happening? Good question. Oh, it's just the have the restream. I'm using restream even though I don't need it. I don't know. I'm trying to get the chats together and so I don't need restream to restream because I have software that does it. Streamlabs Ultra. Okay, well, YouTube was just messing with me then. Remember to hit the like. Yeah. It's the only reason I went for it is because my OBS frickin', I mean, like OBS died on me. So I paid for Streamlabs Ultra and now I don't even have Twitch. Like, holy fuck. That's Groove Dragon. Dragons over on Kick. When it rains, it pours, the saying goes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, we lost the trailer we were gonna into. I don't know where I'm moving. I post the stream afterwards. Sometimes. The VODs are available on Kick for sure, and I had it set to for this one specifically, or these specifically, to not, but I'm on YouTube. I don't know. I'm just worried about getting targeted, you know? Good. My concern is any dialogue that may be cited which goes against the claim I sent on Discord. Yeah. Different platform, but I don't know how much Twitch researches for appeals. Yeah. Me. On Discord. Truck Diesel. How late are we up tonight? I don't know. I took Adderall pretty late in the day, so. Yeah, there are updates in Discord. I posted a screenshot. Just scroll up a bit ways because there's been a lot that's happened. Quiet? Yeah. What a day. I'm like, what's a 750? Oh, I didn't know that, Don James. I have some, like, there's a part of my family that's JW. Oh yeah, a 750 Norco. Plus an Adderall? Like, yeah, you'd be in good shape. Yeah, Joker, where have you been? I wish I could make Norcos that, like, weren't addictive. Oh, I'm sorry you've been sick. Thanks, PD. Adderall is an ADHD drug. Yeah, I hope you feel better, Mo. What does it affects? Oh, it makes you overall more focused, able to like retain information better, able to regurgitate information better, stimulant. It's also like speed, yeah. Baking focaccia and Twitch is fucking with the kit, fam. Gonna have to make some phone calls. That's right. Okay, we should get into some fly airplanes for hours. Is focaccia a euphemism? I don't think so. What's happening to this? Ninja can. Sorry, I wasn't looking at my Twitch chat or my Kick chat. Yeah, so with ADHD, the reward center of your brain doesn't work as well, and the meds help with that. Let's see. Hi, Ribbons.
In Tampa, Florida, and 2, and I have forgotten the hoodie. This is probably what I'll be wearing. Did not think it through. So Manny was nice enough to go back to the hotel, but he may not make it in time because he is 8 minutes away. I am going up in 8 minutes. Logan's up right now. Oh no, this is my jacket from I think I was 14 or something. This used to be way too big for me, and now it kind of fits. I mainly just wear this for the warmth. Wait, hold on 1 second. It looks like he's pulling up. 1 minute.
Heck yeah, Nijican. I appreciate you. Tell Lainey I appreciate them.
Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, he was just the newest correspondent on the Daily Show. When Mr. Start clapping, make some noise. Let's hear it for Josh Johnson!
I love Christmas time. It's one of my favorite seasons because I love the gift giving. You know, because I'm not good at giving gifts. I'm not. Like, I put a lot of thought into the gift. I think about the person. I think about the gift. I think mostly about what I can afford. And then I get them the gift.
Yeah, this came out an hour ago.
More disappointing than their face when they open my gift. Like, it's like, because these are people I love that love me, so they fighting to look at least mildly enthused. Like, the battle they're having in their head to not ask me what I was thinking. You can see the wheels turning where they're like, I don't want to be rude, but now I'm genuinely curious. What was on his mind when he bought this? What would make him think I would like this, right? Like, I remember one time I bought my friend, okay. I bought them like a really nice, and it was expensive. It was very nice and it was polished, but it was like a polished figurine of an Easter egg. And then they opened it and they were like, oh. Oh is never good, by the way.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even if you propose and you hear, oh, it's about to be no. Like, it's very close. It's coming up. And so I gave them the gift and they were like, oh.
420. Oh, I've missed you so much, Joker.
I felt like I needed to fill the space because they said, oh, and they didn't say anything else. But I was like, clearly I need to let them know why this is a brilliant gift. And so I was like, because you love Easter. And they were like, oh. And I hadn't been hit with 2 O's in a while. That second O let me know that maybe this is just bad. Maybe they weren't confused. Maybe they've decided they hate this gift. And so I was like, yeah, because you love Easter. That's your favorite holiday. I know it's Christmas, but it's still something to do with Easter now. Like, I got you something rather than waiting to give this to you on Easter. I got you a little bit of Easter in winter. And they were like, you could have got like a crucifix or something. And I was like, wow. That did not occur to me. I forgot you love Easter because you love the Lord. I just thought holiday egg. Let's make it happen. And so I don't always get the best gifts, which is, you know, fair enough, which is why I love going to other people's Christmases, you know? Like when I was in college, I would get invited to spend the holiday if I didn't go home to visit somebody else and spend Christmas with them or something. And it was nice because I got to watch other people be bad at giving gifts. And it's just nice to not feel alone, you know? I went and had Christmas with my buddy one time, and family was all around, exchanging gifts and stuff. And everybody was bad at giving gifts. It was a holiday miracle. You know, Dad got the mom some gifts, and she opens it, and she lifts it and shakes it a little bit. Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy. Unwraps it, and he got her weights.
Oh no.
And she was like, why'd you get me? And in my head, I'm like, go ahead, answer. Please answer. Why'd you get her the weights? Why'd you get them, Stephen? What are the weights for? And you can see the flicker in his eyes where he was like, they were on sale? But it was fair enough, because then he opened her gifts and she got him look, you think the weights are bad? This woman bought this man 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh no. What year?
50 Shades of Grey is
How long ago was this?
It's a book, but but the things you think of when you read the book, the pictures it puts in your head are the fantasy. You go to places, you know. And so the idea,
A fantasy novel, okay.
50 Shades of Grey. I don't even know what the attack is. I don't even know if she's like, you need to read anything, read more, I don't care what it is, or if it's like, just do the book to me. Like,
It's that one.
when is this man supposed to read 50 Shades of Grey at work? Is he just supposed to be in the break room hitting up that 50 Shades of Grey? This man drives a truck. You don't think anybody's gonna ask him? Hey, Stevie, what you reading? Oh no, it's just this book that, you know, my wife got me. This is a rich guy that's like getting involved with this young lady, and you know, I can't tell. She's like, you should read more, or do that to me, or I'm done with it. Like, she had also read 50 Shades of Grey, so I'm like, she just didn't get him anything. And then it was my buddy's turn, and you know, I feel like it takes a long time for a child to be good at giving their parent a gift. The first few gifts you give your parents are from other adults. That's just it. It's just like, hey, this beautiful diamond bracelet is from you and me. We're going to give it to your mom together. And then you stand there all proud, like, yeah, the diamond bracelet is also from me. You know, with all my 5-year-old disposable income. Do you love it? And then your mom, because your mom loves you, goes, oh, what a beautiful, oh my God. Hugs you all tight and everything, and you feel all proud. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to think of anything. Sometimes you get somebody, when you're little enough, you can get anybody anything, and they at least pretend to love it. When you're like 5, you could draw them a picture. I did that. There was a Christmas where I drew a bunch of people pictures. I can't draw at all. I gave them less than nothing. I wasted their time. I genuinely wasted their time, because I wrapped the picture that I drew, and so they had to open it like it was about to be something. And the worst part is that I was like, oh, let me not let it get crinkled up or anything, so I had it in like an envelope with the wrapping paper around it, They probably thought it was gonna be a check, anything actually valuable. It was too much work. There was a little bow on it. They had to move the bow. They had to unwrap it. They had to not crinkle it. They had to open up this envelope just to get a picture of them that looked offensive. When I think back to how I drew, there's no way I drew a good-looking person. I drew as best as I could put my hand to the page, and it wasn't good. Everybody's head was out of proportion. But I was little, so they pretended to love it. They were like, oh. And I think some of them did love it. Some of them probably did love it because they loved me. And they were like, oh, this person that used to not even exist, that's so little, so cute, love them so much, they did their best. And that's very sweet, right? But then you get older. And then it's like even more obvious you didn't get the gift. You know? It's like, oh, you know, maybe your dad comes up to you, hey, these earrings, they're from me and from you, okay? Because you were with me when I bought them, and you helped me pick them, and then tells your mom, earrings for us. Earrings are from you? Yeah, they're from me too. With all my 9-year-old disposable income. And I was the one that pointed, so also from me. And then around like 12, 13, it's time to get a gift. Like a genuine, like something, put in some effort, right? You can't lean in on dad's gift anymore. And now you're on your own, and this is where I really failed. This is where I fell apart, because I was like, okay, what can I afford? I could probably get her some candy. What does she like? All right, she already has a Bible. This is gonna be tough, you know? And gift giving is such a skill. Gift giving is its own gift because it means you were like listening for the right moment. You understand a person so well. Sometimes you get a gift that's so bad that people are like, oh, you don't know me at all. Or you got me this gift because you want to show me how little you care about me. You really want to step out of just saying I hate you with words and do it with surprise. Do it with a little mystery to it. Maybe wrap it up, put a bow on it, box it up. You know? And so, you know, they opened my buddy's gifts to them, his parents. Right? And he got his dad a calendar for the year we were in. Almost all of the calendar had happened. And then he was like, son, there's only a little bit of the year left. You got me a planner for 6 days. And he was like, nah, Dad. All you gotta do is cross out the last number and it'll be a calendar for next year. And he was like, why didn't you buy a calendar for next year? And he was like, they ran out. So I got one for this year. There were plenty of those. And he's like, son, that won't work because the days also change. It won't just work to put, because it'll be a different day of the week when it's that date. Next year is a leap year. Oh, my bad. Okay. I can return it. And then my buddy got his mom a copy of 50 Shades of Grey. And it's like, I was like, do you not know what the book is? In what world? One of the worst gifts I've ever seen somebody give was a cat.
Oh.
This dude got his girlfriend a cat, and it would normally be adorable, right? Except the cat was fully grown and had already decided it hated people. I don't know where he got this cat from, but this cat, first of all, the cat was barely a surprise. They knew it was a cat as soon as he tried to give the cat, because what he did was he tried to put the cat, so you know the crate that you put a cat in? He had the crate, but he had wrapped it, and he had put the little like slits for, you know, the front for air in the thing. But as he's handing her this thing that's way too heavy, he's handing it like this, and inside she can hear, like it's... The cat isn't meowing. The cat is screaming. It's guttural. It's coming from the back of the throat. And then she rips the wrapping paper out of the way. And the cat is like, and then she's like, oh, you got me a kitten, right? As soon as she opens the front, the cat, this cat was amazing, by the way, because it both had agility, but also the most mass I've seen on the cat. This is the fattest cat I've ever seen, but the way that it flew out of the crate past her and was just running in the house, just like, and he's like, oh, you got me a cat, oh my gosh. And then she went to try to pick the cat up, and the cat, okay. For a little while, I didn't believe it was a cat. For a little while, I thought it was either like an actual like bobcat from the wild or a demon. Because the way that she went to pick it up and then it stood up and was like, it did, like, it was ready to put his paws on her. Like, this cat, like, it couldn't, I'm not saying it boxed, but I'm just saying, like, the way it would, like, almost stand, it would get really high, and then it would let that first one come up. And this cat hated everyone and everything. And I was like, did you get the cat from, like, a shelter, or where'd you get the cat? And he was like, okay, look. Which is never a good pet origin story. He's like, okay, look, the cat crawled up into the hood of my car. It was cold, it wanted to be warm, and so it crawled up. And then when I was pulling the cat out, it just kept coming out. There was so much cat, because it's the biggest cat any of us have ever seen. I was like, it looked like a lion. Like, you can't just give someone a pet like that. Do you know what I mean? A plant, I feel bad enough letting it die. You can't let an animal die. You can't just be like, oh, well, I didn't even meet this one. It shouldn't even be on me because it was a gift. That sounds so crazy, but it's true. It's like you've just given this person duties now. And not a lot of duties. The cat was very fat, and it was clearly a street cat, so it knows how to survive. This cat. I don't know if y'all saw, but a lot of the Amazon workers went on strike today. Like a bunch of them went on strike, yeah. Which I think is phenomenal, not just for workers' rights, but because I low-key have not got anybody anything yet. And like that's, when I was like, hey, yeah, give them whatever they want, all right? They should stay out there till January 2nd or something. Genuinely, I was like, oh man, okay, and then that means that things won't get delivered on. We serve a mighty God. We serve. You know? But yeah, the Amazon workers are striking. It's one of the biggest strikes against Amazon ever. I think it is the biggest ever against Amazon. It's in different places and everything. And it's coming at a time where Amazon needs them desperately. Rest of the year, you could kind of, shirk them off. But this is Amazon promised us Christmas. I hate to burst your bubble in case you still believe, but there is no Santa. Santa is whoever is driving that Amazon truck. And Amazon made a promise. They made a promise through Prime. They made a promise through pre-orders. And, you know, why their reputation stakes on delivering on that promise. And so if the workers strike and they can't get things to the people, maybe the people are like, wow, I put a lot of stake in you, Amazon. Maybe I'm just going to go to Target next time. But Amazon, they claim not to have it. They claim that they don't have the money.
PD.
If it's laughable to you, then imagine if you work at Amazon. And you just looking around like, oh, so y'all don't have it. The boss went to space. Tell me what you don't have again. Oh, we don't have it. We're not able. We need too many people working at the same time at a pace that's unrealistic because we tried to replace you with robots, but then, the robots killed themselves. Dude, everybody forgets about that. Everybody forgets that when they've tried AI, they've tried to replace the workers in their faces, and the AI, the robot, whatever it is like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna break forever. The robot will do everything except hit itself in the head. That's wild. That's so crazy that you would just tell us you don't even have. That's one of the main things I can't stand about a lot of big companies. And don't get me wrong, right? In the future, you may even see me do like a partnership with a brand that I like. I'm not saying business in and of itself is evil. I'm not saying big business in and of itself has to be evil. I'm just saying the way that some of the most profitable companies in the world have worked is evil, right? And so my thing, especially with Amazon, is that there's always, for you, the customer, there's always surge pricing. There's never, across any company that I know of, outside of overtime, surge pay. That's all you need. If you had just been like, listen, for 3 months, working at Amazon's gonna be the most profitable. It's gonna be the most profitable thing an employee can do. We're gonna pay you 2x, 3x, whatever it takes. Because we also know how much money they made because they tell us. Why would you do that? Why would you go on the news, by the way, to be like, Amazon made a record-breaking whatever billion today on Prime Day, and then tell the people that work there, y'all, we ain't got it. The boss needs to go to space again. No, it's insane. Because it wouldn't do, I don't know, it wouldn't do what companies claim it would do, to pay more, if nothing else, during the seasons that you're asking them to work more. And we can't even begin to fathom the conditions all around that are like in an Amazon warehouse. We hear about them from time to time. People get fired or they get hurt or they quit, and then they tell us. And it never gets like fully enveloped all together. One, because there's not enough time. Too many people have been screwed over. It's like, we all know somebody who dated somebody that was like trash, right? Like they dated a bad person. After like the third testimony of dating this person, you're like, I don't even need to hear anymore. This person is undateable. They shouldn't be out. You know, and that's what it should be like with Amazon, but it's like the stories don't get to enough people, and there are people that are like, oh, I got docked pay for going to the bathroom. what they want me to do, you know? Or I got hurt at the warehouse because everybody's trying to meet these like specific time-stamped goals. And if they don't meet them, they might get fired. And this is the job that they have. This is how they're going to pay their rent for the time being to make ends meet. So they're pushing the cart extra fast, not looking where they're going. They run over somebody's foot. They drop a box on somebody's head. And then there's a whole system in place. Instead of making a system to make it safer, instead of making a system to pay people more, or instead of making a system that just functions better, there's a whole system in place for when things go wrong. So that way, they don't have to pay people out, or they don't have to. You would rather hire a lawyer to come up with the type of NDA that when someone dies at work, their family can't sue, than to just do things the right way, you know? Because we've decided that it's like more profitable to be a bastard. I mean, but like, I guess my thing is this: at a certain point, the fact that no money is enough, right? The fact that there's no number, you can't get higher than space. Do you know what I mean? The man has been to space. There's nowhere else to go because he's not going to heaven. There's no more. You have enough money. I'm not even saying that as someone, look, I'll be honest with you. I'll be very honest with you right now. I would like to, in my lifetime, make a lot of money. I have no gripe with people who have a lot of money. It's only the way in which they make that money. That's all that ever bothers me when it does bother me. I usually don't care how much money anybody has. We're all on a different path. Some people are born with money. You can't help that. Some people make a lot of money through everyone wanting to buy their product. You can't help that. I'm not jealous of anybody. I want everybody to do well. It's just, I look at the state of things, right? And there's no perfect system. I'm not saying I have the whole answer. The answer is you're going to have to make less money. But I don't have an answer that they would like or implement, you know? I guess my thing is this: if we want to help the workers as much as possible, bodies get put on the line when they try to meet these goals, right? It's one of the things that they're protesting, one of the things that they're striking against is that they have to put their bodies on the line to get things to us, the consumer, right? When we order. Because for us, it's just a click. For them, it's their body, it's their livelihood, it's their life sometimes. And I think the only way to fix this, at least temporarily, is to bring back, like, 2013 Black Friday. Like, I think rather than putting it all on them, we got to get out in the streets and we got to start beating the ever-living shit out of each other for the products that we want, that are supposedly on sale, right? Black Friday is a shell of itself, and it is unacceptable. Most of it happens online, which is disgusting, right? We need to get these prices down, and actually down. I don't mean the thing that like Walmart does sometimes where it's the same price and they put it back the next day and they made you think it was lower because of the day. I'm talking about actually marketably lower, right? And then we have to start training in August. Okay? We need to start practicing, maybe even with family. Bring the family. Let the family come early, all right? Throw some bows, right? Make sure that, like, grandma's shuffle is good when she's trying to get through people. Make sure that the youngest brother can really handle that offensive line that you're going to need to create to get to the register, all right? Make sure his tackle is good. And we need to get back in stores the way that it used to be. One of the problems is Amazon's too powerful. They wouldn't be too powerful if we started shopping again at the stores that we shopped at before Amazon, right? One of the other things is that, you know, that dopamine hit that you get when you buy the thing and then the thing comes the next day. I'm not saying you don't deserve your dopamine hits. I'm just saying it's a much stronger dopamine hit to knock the hell out of somebody for the TV that you want. This is America. You gotta earn your dopamine. Okay? The amount of strangers that we used to have. America used to come together to be divided for one day. Used to wrap that wrist around the throat of a neighbor. And you used to sink that choke in tight. A choke that would make John Jones proud. A choke that would mean that your family got to play the board game Sorry that night. Because you went in and you choked until you saw a little bit of blue. Just a touch. Just so you knew they wouldn't fight anymore, and then you let them go, and you didn't drop them. You're not a monster. You placed them down gently. It was the next person running up that stepped on their chest. It is the American way to build community through violence. Okay? We used to do it. We used to get in there. We used to make it messy. You know? You would have like, you'd have a couple scrapes you didn't know where they came from. You know what I mean? You'd have a whole cut on your arm and you'd be like, huh, makes sense, but I don't know when it happened. You know, but I don't know. I'm bad at giving gifts, but I hope that everyone striking for Amazon gets what they want for Christmas. Genuinely, I do. Like. I can tell I'm bad at giving gifts because all I can offer is jokes.
I mean, yeah. Fuck Bezos. Fuck Amazon.
Hello, my name is Emily, as you may or may not know, and today we are going to be talking about Gen Z's repackaged bigotry and certain ways that the woke generation, they're a little drowsy. They might be falling asleep at the wheel a little bit. Generally speaking, right, with every passing generation, young people seem to be dedicated to social causes and are able to recognize the faults of the generations before them. Gen Z especially is associated with being socially aware and cognizant and sort of creating this culture of political correctness. Now, obviously, you can't generalize an entire generation, okay, because there is a portion of Gen Z who is conservative, but, you know, that's for a different video. Today, I want to focus on the portion of people who are not trying to be overtly offensive. They are not trying to hurt anyone. They're simply trying to just joke around. And I think that some people feel like looking deeper into certain jokes or trends or elements of pop culture is sort of making mountains out of molehills and, you know, going into liberal snowflake, woke left overdrive, right? And I think some people are like, can't we just have fun? Can't we just have fun? Oh my God. But here's the thing. I don't think that, can't we hold space for both? Can't we hold space for both? Is my question. I don't think it's a bad thing to think about why certain things might be popular and the context behind it all, you know. It's not supposed to be a personal attack on anyone who has ever participated in these jokes or trends. It's just an observation. So with all of that out of the way, a huge part of social media is comedy, right? I think comedy creators are some of the most successful people to come out of this industry and such. Everyone wants to have a laugh. Everyone wants to have a giggle. Everything is a joke. It's all jokes. And if you don't laugh, then you're the friend that's too woke. Dr. Seuss. And I am gonna make a video at some point on, you know, sort of wokeness overdrive 3000, you know, where it's like, I think the pendulum can swing too far in either direction, right? But I think we should be able to hold a balance, right, between recognizing when something is lighthearted and also maybe being a reflection of negative mindsets, and also kind of having a cognizance of when something is not for you. And this is not all to say that we should not be able to have a laugh still, okay? Sometimes a giggle or a guffaw is what we all desperately need. It's one of the top trending coping mechanisms, and it's not going away anytime soon. You know, like how I joke about getting kicked off my parents' health insurance soon and having to shell out over $800 every month now for just in case. Oh God. Oh. Oh my God. Keeping track of all of your expenses is so difficult. But good thing we have today's sponsor, Rocket Money, to help. Rocket Money is the personal finance app to help you cancel subscriptions, lower your bills, and manage your money better. Adulting can be scary, but at least you can have a little personal finance helper that fits right in your pocket. Rocket Money has helped me cancel any unwanted subscriptions because trust and believe they do build up. It's very easy to save more and spend less. Be sure to join the other 5 million members of Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/notevenemily or click the link in the description to get started for free. And don't forget, you can unlock even more amazing features with premium. So again, for the people, that is rocketmoney.com/notevenemily to get started for free. And thank you so much to Rocket Money, today's sponsor. All right, but anyways, before we get to today's generation and the sort of jokes and trends that have been popularized in the current culture, I want to talk about other examples of how bigotry and derogatory terms have evolved in the past. When a term is deemed too outdated or offensive to verbalize, society always seems to find a way to say the silent part out loud. And this is just a part of language, right? This is not specific to any one generation. You know, for every slur there is another word that serves as its neutral counterpart. Obviously, I'm not going to go down the list, right? I think some other YouTubers have that covered if, you know, they're not too busy texting minors. But between the neutral and extremely offensive, there are other words or phrases that you can say to discriminate, demean, or insult that are more socially acceptable than, you know, the utmost off-limits word to say. I am saying this as an observation, not as a how-to guide. Because, well, let's face it, if there was only one singular derogatory term for each minority group that was just completely off limits to say, and there were no other words to convey, you know, that sort of same contempt, people would just make them up. They would make up more words to discriminate because, well, discrimination is one of the glow's favorite pastimes. For example, the N-word should not be coming out of anyone's non-black mouth. Not that that necessarily has stopped people in the past, but we all are aware of this. We all know this, right? So when someone still wants to discriminate, though, in a way that is more socially acceptable, they might use other words, right? Like, for example, thug, or for example, black, plural. Another example would be is how the word bitch is considered a derogatory term when a man uses it against a woman, right? And we are all aware of this. But then now the word females is beginning to take its place. You know, now men, because they can't really say bitches, I mean, they can and they will and will continue to do so, but because it is kind of looked down upon, right? They don't, if they can't say bitches, if they feel they can't say that, they'll say females with the same amount of, you know, being condescending and insulting and demeaning. Language is interesting because, you know, you have these words that have a sort of initial negative connotation because that's the way they were intended to be used upon creation, more or less. And then you have these other words where they were neutral. They were neutral words that just developed a negative connotation because of people's need to sort of convey the same point as the original offensive term. So it's like, yeah, you technically aren't saying any slurs or, you know, overtly derogatory terms, but you're kind of just using another word to take its place for the time being. Circle of life.
Here in her natural habitat, we see a
What?
But as the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, we finally put the word to rest.
Hello?
But soon enough, the Oriental was born.
No, you're not supposed to say that either.
Well, it can't be that bad because we didn't have to bleep it.
Okay, well, you're still not supposed to say it. It's outdated.
Well, when it comes to language, the circle of life goes faster than you think. Let's just say a Chinese.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's fine. It's a neutral term.
And if we all say it with enough disgust and malice, it might not be anymore, though. I mean, they already aren't America's favorite. The circle of life.
Now, again, I want to specify that this is not something specific to Gen Z, right? I just think that it's interesting to see this type of behavior repeat itself in Gen Z, especially when we are known for being the more socially aware, woke, politically correct generation. There are multiple examples we can see of this on, surprise, surprise, TikTok. TikTok. Why did I say it like that? TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. That showcase this cycle of sort of just creating demeaning terms. The word bop has sort of become the new slut, right? And yeah, I mean, back in my day, you know, we weren't calling people bops. We were just calling them whores. But, you know, times are changing. Times are changing, you've got to keep up.
Is no different than like the 100 other words that's constantly used against women for, I don't know, living. It's used against people who have dated multiple people. Apparently, if you've done that, you're a bop.
I feel like no matter what I wear, you're gonna still call me a bop, no matter what I do.
If you don't know what a bop is, go do your research. And that girl that you're with right now that you think she's special, you think she's the right one, I hate to break it to you, but she's not.
And I briefly mentioned this in one of my past videos, actually, but on TikTok there was a moment there where people were calling others acoustic instead of autistic, right? And even that had a very short life cycle because people were like, this is a little bit messed up. You know, obviously it doesn't have the same oomph as like the R word, right? And when I say oomph, I don't mean that in a good way, not a good oomph. But honestly, people have been itching to say the R word too. It's like, hello? I'm like, why are people suddenly, like, apparently the R word is coming back into style like low-rise jeans. And I'm only on board with one of those things. The jeans. The jeans, to be clear. Another thing that I've seen are people leaving longer comments and just sort of capitalizing certain letters within the comment to spell out a slur. Like, I guess I'll give you credit for not just overtly typing it, but also it doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to crack the case as to what you're actually trying to say. So for example, there might be a comment that's like, oh, he's so ferocious and graceful. Or, you know, he has such a twinkle in his eye, but then they only capitalize the twink part. And then, you know, even talking about the word twink, I think that even just now as I'm saying it, I think I'm allowed to say it. And when I do say it, I'm not saying it with any contempt. I'm just saying it, you know, within the context of. But even the word twink, when it's said, you know, and when it comes out of someone's mouth who they are not part of the LGBT community, and depending on the context, it definitely sounds derogatory. I forget which influencer it was. It was somebody on the internet, and they are like, they were like a big straight white man, I think. Or I think they were, I don't know. They were a big straight man. And when he said twink, I was like, oh, why that got a little twang to it? I don't know. I was kind of like, why does it sounds like you're using it in an insulting way. Where it's obviously it's not the F slur, but it might be some sort of diet version. And, you know, as I've mentioned before, females replacing bitches has been very interesting to witness. And I think a lot of people, you know, they don't really see any problem with speaking like this because number one, you know, the anonymity of the internet definitely helps. And then also a lot of the terms are neutral, you know, or they have been neutral for a very, very long time. So it's like, well, why can't I say this normal word? And while a lot of these words were neutral, right, repetitively using them in a demeaning way is going to associate it with being demeaned. And it's funny because I think our generation talks a lot about how, you know, the older generations, our grandparents or even our parents, right, say things that are super just outdated and not very PC, you know, things that make the hair on the back of your neck stand up at Thanksgiving. And, you know, not to defend saying completely outrageous things or to defend being bigoted, but it is also true that for some of the things that we deem offensive back then, for them, it was like just the way they talked. It's not to say that it's right, but it is true. So we're all susceptible to this regardless of age, right? I mean, obviously, I think our generation does a much better job at sort of clocking ourselves, clocking our own tea, if you will, and being able to correct ourselves and look inward, right? And of course, a lot of these things are just fads or online trends that are gonna go away. I mean, acoustic has already died. At least in my eyes, they're 6 feet under. 6 feet under, right? And, you know, I kind of doubt that we're all going to be rocking back and forth in our nursing homes, you know, crocheting, talking about, oh yeah, I knew Lorelai back in my day. She was quite the bop, you know? I don't think that's going to happen. But I do wonder if any of these will stick, or what terms that we deem neutral right now in the future are going to be, you know, outdated and not okay to say.
So, how's my favorite nephew and my favorite non-binary, you know, you are the child of my sister as well. Wow, the English language really is gendered, huh?
I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh, are you still working at that coffee shop? My little they-them barista.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yo, and Amanda, that's not...
Yeah, that's actually super fucked up what you just said to me.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I just, you know, back in my day, it was just a joke.
That is a really vicious and harmful stereotype.
Well, I got fired from the coffee shop anyway, so.
Okay.
Anyways, I wanted to introduce you to my girlfriend.
Yes, please do that.
Babe, come in.
Wait, she's a robot?
Hey, whoa, excuse
What
me?
did you just call her? What? Is she not?
The correct term is person of automated descent. POAD.
Poad. I mean, really?
Wow. Wow. Okay, the fuck?
Does the copyrighted transparent background follow her around everywhere she goes, or is that just an accessory, or?
Baby, I am so sorry, okay?
Low battery.
Great, look at what you did.
I thought you were supposed to be the cool lesbian aunt.
And because Gen Z does strive to be more politically correct, a part of this repackaging, right, when commenting about another community or group of people is maintaining some semblance of punching up. In other words, using intersectionality as a way to make what you're saying more palatable or even funny. Right? You know, it's more socially acceptable to make fun of people who are in privileged groups. Because sometimes, listen, at the end of the day, yes, you are a woman, but you are also white. Or yes, you are gay, but you are also a cis male. Or yes, you are a person of color, but you're also a multimillionaire. And you know, this is not to dismiss or minimize anybody's struggles, right? But it is true that you can hold privilege as someone who is also a part of an oppressed minority group. I know some people get really defensive hearing that. They get really defensive hearing that, but it is true. Sorry. You know, it applies to me as well. And I check off quite a few boxes. You know, I'm a woman. I am a racial minority in America, and I am LGBT, right? But I still hold privilege in the way I'm straight passing, which is privilege in a way. Like, I don't think someone is going to hate crime me off the fact of me being lesbian, maybe the Asian part, but not the lesbian part, because I am not serving in that way. I'm not serving in a way in which they would be able to clock my tea, right. And also, you know, I think I'm neurotypical. I know sometimes people in the comments don't agree, but I genuinely do think I'm neurotypical, and I'm not gonna be like, you know, well, I think I have ADHD because sometimes I talk fast and I like skip around topics sometimes. No, I don't think that. I think I'm neurotypical. Sorry if that makes me less interesting. And if someone were to make fun of neurotypical people, like, I wouldn't be offended. What I will say is that I observe this happens the most in regards to caucasity, right? The caucasity of it all. Because people feel more comfortable making fun of women as long as you mention their whiteness. Or making fun of LGBT people as long as you mention their whiteness.
Yo, what is up, motherfuckers? How we feeling tonight? Yeah, for sure.
So the other day I was standing behind a group of girls and they were saying that they were on their way to a protest to advocate for collective action in the community for their rights. Sounds fucking fake, right? In my head I was like, shouldn't you guys be at a Taylor Swift concert making sure Forever 21 doesn't go out of business? They were white, by the way. Yeah. All right, thank you.
And listen, I'm just saying it as it is, okay? Ragging on men, white people, rich people, etc., it is just more socially acceptable, and I don't necessarily disagree with it. Sorry, some of you might hate to hear that, but I mean, if you're a viewer of my videos, you would know that I've certainly done it. Because let's face it, when it comes to white supremacy, the patriarchy, certain religions, classism, right? These are all things that have affected minority groups in such a widespread way and continues to affect us to this day that it's like, yeah, I think we should be able to tell a joke or two. And I think many people in these privileged groups would agree, right? You know, there's many men who, you know, when women say, I hate men, right? There's many of them that are like, no, yeah, I get that. Like, you know, they don't take it as a personal attack. Or when someone says, I hate white people, right? There's a lot, you know, my roommate is white, and whenever I've had a grievance, you know, and I'm discussing my grievance about white people, and maybe I tell a certain joke, first of all, she laughs. And she's also like, no, I get you. Like, I get that. So while I think there's room in comedy to sort of, you know, point out the behaviors of these privileged groups, I also think that this has been used as a way to be homophobic, misogynistic, you know, the works, baby. Due to intersectionality, right? Depending on who I am, if I make a joke about women, that's punching down. But if I make a joke about a white person, that's punching up. So if I combine those two things together, it's like I'm just throwing a straight punch. And with that being said, people have been noticing that men are feeling a bit more comfortable making fun of women as long as they can tack on white at the front of it. Or, you know, I've heard people tack on white in front of twink to say something that is basically just homophobic, or, you know, trying to justify homophobia because, you know, at the end of the day, a gay man is still just a man, which is, you know, can be definitely valid because that is true. But yeah, the waters are getting murky. The waters are getting murky. Sorry, my camera died, so I had to change the angle a little to plug it in. Sorry if that was drawing. But hey, listen, at the end of the day, people don't like being told what they can or can't say, okay? And they're gonna do whatever they want. And they have every right to do that, even if I don't, you know, agree with it, right? And even the most sexist, transphobic, homophobic, misogynistic people still have their audience, right? But even outside of the overtly offensive, I think it's interesting to see how we have sort of taken intersectionality and used it as a new method of sort of treading the line. And it's interesting seeing public perception as to when it works and when it doesn't, right? And I think Gen Z has had a very large influence on how we talk about ourselves and our communities as well as other groups of people. And it's just, you know, now we kind of have to do this social optics math to, you know, determine whether we think it would be appropriate to make a joke or make a comment about someone who is in a group other than our own. Have you ever been in this situation?
Ugh, I want to make an observational joke, but I don't know if it's going to be offensive or not.
It can be hard to determine whether or not your joke is going to land when you're venturing outside of your community.
But luckily for you, we have our new social optics calculator, specifically made to help you navigate the line between edgy humor and just plain cancelable. So, what is it that you wanted to say publicly?
Oh, thank God you're here! All of my gay best friends have been telling me about the terrible relationships that they're in and the problems within the community, like an emphasis on hookup culture and being superficial about looks. So, in solidarity, I wanted to tweet, the gay dating scene seems so bad that if the US government wanted to make gay marriage illegal again, they should hurry up.
And you are...
Straight, but a woman of color with many gay friends.
All right, well, let's use the calculator. No. Yeah. No, it's leaning towards no. What if I say I'm bi? What if you say you're bi? Yeah, I know a lot of people that do that. Let me name them. No, you don't have to do that. Buy the social optics calculator today. Honestly, I think you're gonna need this.
Another thing is that we have made so much progress socially that people might feel more comfortable making jokes about, oppressed minority groups because we feel far removed from our initial struggles since things have objectively gotten better. We had a black president. Gay marriage is legal for now, and, women are multi-millionaires and CEOs. We're so much better off now, so we should be able to loosen the reins a little bit, don't you think? And yeah, I think within each group, we've become a lot more comfortable making jokes openly, making observations openly, because maybe we do feel, a sort of disconnect from our initial hardships and struggles. I even see minority groups joke about those, hardships and struggles. Or, when women say that thing of like, oh, like, why did we have to have women's suffrage and now I have to clock in for my 9 to 5? And while I think making jokes about our own communities and making fun of ourselves is fine and, well, ultimately sometimes funny, right? I think doing so very comfortably and openly also makes other people feel comfortable to chime in.
She told me that her and her ex are broken up, but they still live together and sleep in the same bed and have sex with each other in a platonic way. God, I hate lesbians. Oh my God, yeah. Lesbians are fucking crazy.
For example, the types of comments that I was talking about earlier where someone would say something like, oh, he's so fearless and grand for drinking dairy milk. I first noticed this on a TikTok account, Grant and Ash, aka Twink and a Redhead, where they sort of have this ongoing joke where they're a heterosexual couple where the dude is like obviously quite gay. They're so funny. They're really funny. If you guys need to add a lesbian into your friendship, why can we all be a polycule? A polycule with a gay man, a lesbian, and a straight woman. Well, I don't know if she's straight. I think she is.
Speaking of homophobia, I wanted to publicly address our comments that we get on our posts, because when they first started, they were funny, and they were from like the LGBTQ community. Like, I would click on their profiles. For those who don't know, people comment acronyms on our like boyfriend girlfriend videos. We kind of ask for it, obviously, because like it's a bit where she's a delusional girlfriend to a clearly gay man. It was funny at first. I guess it is kind of sort of funny still. I don't know, but then some bitches named Kate or Brittany, these white girls, started doing it, and I'm like, girl, people get a little too comfortable.
I'm not posting those acronyms. That's not for me to post.
No.
But because their audience is supposed to be in on the joke, right? I think people feel comfortable to say offensive things in a joking way because the whole thing, like, we're all just kidding here, guys. But then, it does get to a certain point where it's like, okay, so are you also LGBT, or you're just calling me a slur subliminally? I think when people feel like they have a proximity to a certain group, they feel more comfortable to make jokes, even say slurs, right? And this is not something new to Gen Z, right? For example, there's been a long history of, Latinos feeling like they can say the N-word because of their proximity to blackness or black culture. Gay men feel more comfortable than straight men using the word bitch because, even when I just said it right there, I had a little twang, saying the word bitch because of their proximity to femininity. Women sometimes feel comfortable saying the F slur because of their proximity to, if they have a lot of gay friends or something like that. I knew a woman who, she had like a lot of gay friends, right? And we were walking somewhere. I was like walking kind of ahead of her. And she met this gay couple on the street, just like randomly. And, they were talking, having a key, whatever. And then all of a sudden, I hear her loudly say the F slur. It was so loud. It was like, baby, at that point, get on the intercom. Because what? And I turned around and I was like, what? And then she literally did the thing, was like, oh, it's okay, I have the pass because like I have, all my friends are gay and like da-da-da-da. And the gay couple, they didn't look offended in the moment, but I could definitely have seen it being one of those things where, you know, after they separate ways, they're like, can we talk about that? Obviously, everything depends on context, but I think different minority groups joking around with each other, even reclaiming slurs or reclaiming derogatory terms, sometimes I think taking that power back can be, I don't know, like I don't necessarily, I don't have a problem with it at all. Like I think taking back the word cunt, like I love that. So I don't think it's on us to be less, you know, loud or less open about our observations, which then can, you know, turn into comedy or whatever. I think it's on other groups to just like know when to stay in their lane, which for the most part I think people do. But I think with the influence of the internet and social media, which is such a huge integral part to Gen Z, it's given a new avenue for people to feel this proximity to these groups, or perceived proximity, I should say. And they might feel more comfortable to want to join in on a joke, or, you know, maybe just say things that they really should not be saying.
Wait, did you see this TikTok? Asians be like, boba! Dude, that's so true. I know, right? I do that all the time. That's real as fuck. For sure. Yeah, for sure.
That awkward moment when your mom hits you with the rice paddle because you didn't finish drinking your soy sauce with sesame seed sprinkles.
What?
That was another TikTok that I saw. Did you guys see it?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Are you Asian or something?
Yep, I'm 1/14th Asian.
So you're white.
Well, no. I understand all of your guys' jokes and I feel really connected. You know, plus I'm really into K-pop, so I know a lot about Korean culture.
We're not, I'm Chinese. I'm Vietnamese.
So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and yeah, just remember to, and I think we all do for the most part, you know, keeping ourselves in check, feeling open to educating ourselves always and wanting to do better, and just because maybe certain things might feel like making a mountain out of molehills. I know sometimes I see things and I feel like that, but I also think it's good to always just take a step back and just be like, I wonder why this is, or, you know, it's interesting to me to think about that sometimes, but now I'm just rambling. But okay, yes, I'm ending it now. Thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed today's video.
I really miss my Twitch account. Freedom Bird 69, welcome. Hi. I'm also streaming to YouTube, and I can't play any music that's copyrighted. It sucks. The main reason. Yeah, I just lost my Twitch account today. I'm pretty sad about it. I got banned for having an emo of Luigi Mangione. Thanks. 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 Probably gonna end stream. I don't know, I might hang out in Discord. I might go to bed. I don't know. I'm really depressed. Merry Christmas. Yes. You guys. Tomorrow, round. Okay, bye.